Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you've been doing well. Today we have a very interesting topic when it comes to the third-party space: theft in the community. Now, if you didn't already see, there was a little bit of beef between 5K Toys and Isaac Customs. I believe that's how you say their name. If it's not, I'm sorry. And custom.up. So, if you didn't see it, I highly recommend you start following 5K Toys, because if this ever happens again, man, it's going to be wild now on the freaking timeline, all right? But basically, 5K Toys started promoting a lot more different studios for the third-party space. And if you've noticed, I've already started posting about some of these guys already throughout the last few months. And I was, very hopeful that eventually someone here in the States would be like, yes, let's try to work with them and get that stuff stateside so it can come in cheaper. And here we go. We're already getting there. So we have HM Studio, we have Worm, who we'll get into in just a second, and we have Air and someone named QC Toys, which I have no idea who that is yet. Now, Studio Worm, that's not their original name. All right. Originally, what I remember, what I was seeing on their store, is that they were going by Bugs and Bugs. And as far as I know, their Baidu page is actually still Bugs and Bugs. If they've changed it, then they just had recently changed it yesterday or today. Now, being that happened, all right, then we finally started getting some comments from Isaac Customs and Custom Up on the comments of this post, as well as in their stories. Now, obviously, this stuff might not be there at the time of this video, but I'm putting it here anyway. So, Isaac Customs put this post first. Hello, at 5K Toys. This hair, it's a hair which has been copied by a Chinese sculptor from our mass production project of Custom Up and me based on Custom Up's sculpt. And just so you guys can see here, where is it at? If I can find it. I probably passed it somewhere. I passed it like 3 times. Here is the sculpt, and you can pause and then you can reference in the future. Going forward, all right. We wanted to prevent you that if you end up selling this copy of our design, we will never ever collaborate with your store in our soon coming mass production projects. I have no idea what those are, by the way, so I'll be interested to see. But Custom Up also put that in the comments of 5K Toys post right here. So I haven't heard too much from Custom Up in terms of this discussion. I don't know if there's things happening behind the scenes or what. They've been the most silent about it. Where he has been the bigger voice. So, going forward, in this conversation in DMs, 5K Toys basically just kind of says, fuck off, we don't really care. And they quite literally said, go fuck yourself before. So, it's getting wild out there. You would never expect to see a retailer act this way on social media, of all places. And interestingly enough, a lot of people are kind of on 5K Toys side, while also there's people on Isaac Custom and Custom Up side, which I'll get into in a moment, of those two different arguments of why people would be against it, why people don't care. Going forward, the Studio Worm also sent pictures of the renders and whatnot, and I had seen these at least a week, 3 weeks, somewhere between 1 and 3 weeks ago. Between myself, Sayora's Bombastic, and I didn't post them because they looked like they had already closed on pre-orders or something like that at the time, and they just looked kind of like they were more of a personal project because they had a toy bot mask on it as well, from Akira Toriyama. So I wasn't really sure, right? And to see it here is a little interesting. But yeah, basically 5K Toys is just saying, we're not the judge, we're not the jury, we don't make that determining factor on who stole what, right? We just sell. And it's interesting that that's the case, because if you remember last year, Devil Knight Go Fit was accused of stealing somebody's render and using it to make their own Future Gohan. Now that Future Gohan has not come out yet, and you would think it would have already. And personally speaking, I think that they have a figure prototype already done, and there's something holding them back, whether it's some deets that we're gonna get if they do decide to drop it or what. I don't know. We're waiting to see what the details are with that, because a lot of different retailers are holding people's money for it. But back to the topic at hand. Just think about that as well. It's not the first time this has happened in the community where somebody's been accused of thievery. And, again, 5K Toys selling products that have already been accused of that. It's nothing new. So for them to act this way is not really anything out of the ordinary, I would say. And they do constantly say that they are a small retailer. So it does make me wonder how many people we are dealing with on a constant basis for this retailer. Because, an actual team, a group would probably have a little bit more of a professional response, you'd think. But not here. So, anyways, I think that is the end of that. And yeah, so they're basically saying, go investigate yourself, go get in contact with that team. If they did that, then yeah, do whatever you got to do, but we're not going to do anything for you, is what it is. And update today, all right, before I get into the other topics of this video. Worm/Bugs and Bugs removed everything Goku on their Xianyu page. So originally this logo was not there. This name was not there because it was originally Bugs and Bugs in Chinese, I believe. So yeah, obviously this is translated / not translated in some ways. But yeah, they removed everything. Their Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan Rose, Goku Black sculpt from Heroes that they were working on, the Super Saiyan 2 Goku sculpt that they were working on, the Super Saiyan Goku with different bangs, windy hair, whatever that they're working on, Super Saiyan 3 conversion pigs that they had or whatever. Everything is gone. All right, let's just put it like that. Everything is gone. Only thing in this tab is previously sold items, and I don't see anything of the latest work in there anymore. So wild to me, because this happened today, May the 4th, the day after the incident. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, if this product that is being accused of theft will even come out. We shall see, because their stuff has not gone up for pre-order, at least on AliExpress nor here, as far as I've seen. Only on Xianyu. So if you already pre-ordered it on Xianyu through a proxy site like SuperBuy, I don't know. We shall see if you get it or not, because I think that's a very weird move. You don't see that from a lot of people. If they've been accused of stuff like this, typically people just ignore it and move on. But for them to have deleted their stuff adds a little bit more weight to the discussion of, are they scared? Did they get told off by one of these two? I don't know. Can't tell you that. But the sparking conversation with this whole thing, right, is this ethical in any kind of way, right? Is it bad for third-party creators' work to be copied and resold? Or is it okay because the property doesn't belong to either of the individuals selling the product, so the creator shouldn't care? Think about that for a second. Should the creator really care, right? And I'm going to just put this in an example. We have TK DIY, who put those Mastered Ultra Instinct manga-inspired sculpts out last year that a lot of people now desire. Those same sculpts I have seen been recasted and resold on Xianyu for the last several months. Do I know if TK cares or not? No. But I've not seen him make an outcry about it. The fact that his product is not really available through retail means anymore, not a lot of people want to pay high prices for it. So yeah, getting it recasted, same sculpt, same bangs, just maybe not the same material, maybe not the same color. Some people are definitely okay buying that. Is it okay for people to be doing that without the creator's permission? Well, yes and no, because when you think about it, again, the person who made this, they do not own the property that it's from. Thus also these big name changes, but it's clearly XYZ character from XYZ anime, right? Now, is it ethical that they could care that their work is being stolen? Is it fine that they care? I think so, to a degree, yes, right? And I will put it this way. Something like this, right? Specifically this sculpt right here, just for an example, was taken inspiration from an art, or piece of art, or multiple pieces of work, right? And put into this sculpt with at least 3 or 4 different bang options, I believe. So this is unique, right? Nobody has ever made that particular sculpt that particular way. Would Tamashii do that? Not all the time. They've started to do more, specific stuff to specific moments in the manga or the anime more recently, but is it all the time? No. Third parties have that whole market to themselves right now, where they can go through every piece of individual animation, every frame, every second, every hour, every minute. They can go through every manga page, every panel, and copy that specific frame and do what they want, right? Do they own the material that they are creating? No. But can they feel proud that they brought that to life and feel some type of way if it was stolen from them? Absolutely. Because, again, that's something that you brought out, right, as a creator. I mean, you may not own the property it's from and legally aren't allowed to sell it, but you made that. So yes, there is that feeling of, wow, you just ripped me off, basically didn't even want to include me in that, and maybe we could have worked together. And again, I don't know if that's their mindset, but I genuinely don't know what the deal is with this sculpt. It's not the first time either. A person on Facebook pointed this out to me, that somebody else on AliExpress was selling it, and it sounded like Isaac Customs asked them to take the listing down because it was a stolen sculpt. And the same box placement, same faceplates, the same setup in the back, looks like Thievery. And if you've not heard of Thievery before, they basically create sculpts as well. Most recently, they've done the Boo sculpts, as well as the Toyotaro recasting sculpts. And they've also done some Super Saiyan 2 Gohan sculpts. So I can kind of tell that this is their setup, but it may not be. You never know. So I don't know if they're also in on that, right? We'll have to see, because a lot of their work, recasted stuff. Is it a bad thing, though? Yes and no, because having it available to people when it's no longer available on the market, it's just one of those things that's cause and demand, right? There's a reason people are begging every day on the internet for that thing, and there's a big demand for it. So going back to it, though, it was a wild time. I don't know what else to make out of it, because we don't have any more drama, I guess, going on in terms of public social media pages. But the other thing is, like, how much do consumers really care that this is going on? I guarantee you, everybody that complained and agreed with them is still going to end up going to go buy the sculpt that 5K Toys potentially may sell, or just find it on AliExpress and go buy it there. People will support, but they will most certainly buy what they can, because, again, it's desirable. People want this kind of stuff. There's no official market for it, not at least consistent wise. So they're taking what they can get. But what's next between 5K Toys and Isaac Customs and Custom Up? I generally think nothing. I mean, we probably won't see any more talk of this, because if 5K Toys decides to go through with getting the stuff from Worm / Bugs and Bugs, all that's doing is basically saying, all right, well, yeah, we still don't really care. If you don't want to work with us, that's fine. You find somebody else to work with, and bygones be bygones, I guess. But I'm curious to see if anything else from them comes out in terms of thoughts. We shall see. But yeah, what has your guys' thought process been on this the last day or so? Because again, I sat on it and was like, is it worthwhile talking about? But it is a very interesting conversation. Should you care or should you not care? With that, though, I think I'm going to see you guys in the next video. So have a good one, and I'll see you later.